When a child doesn't know how to spell, reading is nearly impossible. This is what a child sees when she doesn't know the words. Game over. What can a parent do to help? Hi, I'm Susan Guerrero, founder of Homework Aids 5-Minute Magic. Helping your child to spell doesn't have to be pages of exercises and spelling bees. In 5 minutes, you can help your child learn to decipher words with simple exercises. A child will always take the easy way out. Just like in a video game, they will work their way around it to get to the next level. But that doesn't always work. They may have someone read it for them, but that someone may be you. That could get old really fast. But imagine how difficult it could be for a child that hasn't mastered spelling. Books and signs might as well be blank. It may not be that drastic, but he will definitely feel left out when he can't get to the next level. No matter what game a child plays, even the game of life, there are rules. If they don't know the rules, they are at a big disadvantage. Spelling has rules too. Knowing the rules makes spelling so much easier. When identifying spelling rules, there are 5 areas of focus that will help your child increase her vocabulary. Each rule can be covered in 5 minutes or less. The key is familiarizing them to different types of words and their sounds. Let me take you through them one by one. Identifying sounds is number 1 in spelling. We take these sounds for granted sometimes. Take this first example, the letters C and G. The vowel that follows the letter determines what the letter sounds like. C followed by A, O, and U, the C sounds like K, as in candy, coffee, and cup. G followed by A, O, and U, the G sounds like G, gas, gum, gumball, and golf. The sound changes when the C and the G are followed by E, I, and Y. And with the C, it sounds like an S, as in ceiling, place, city, and cycle. The G followed by E, I, and Y sounds like J, as in dodge, ginger, and gypsy. Knowing these simple rules can make a big difference. It takes only a minute to point out words that follow this rule. The key is being an active reader, meaning being aware of the rules as they read. Exposing your child to different sounds gets them familiar with the letter combinations, as in character, school, squash, phone. These are all unique sounds. When a child doesn't recognize the combination, they try to break it down, as in thr, which they would try t, h, r, instead of thr, like in 3, which doesn't make sense to them. Recognizing letter combinations is half the battle of figuring out the word. Endings are just as challenging if they have not encountered them before, as in IAN and ION is in Christian, magician, onion, and suspicion. Other endings such as DGE sounds like the just sound like we covered before, as in badge and knowledge. The other endings that they have trouble with are LE and TLE and AL. When they see those combinations, they'll recognize the sound of them and they'll try to fit it in the word, which will be half the battle, as in knuckle, castle, and duel. Way is, EIGH is another one where way, ate, slay, it doesn't sound like it looks. Helping your child create a list of letter combinations he doesn't know helps him to recognize it again when he writes it down. Have him write down a longer list as he goes, and as he does, he will remember just in writing it down. He doesn't have to review it all the time, but every now and then it might help. Being an active reader is key to getting them to the next level. Rules for vowels start with 5 basic rules. The first is vowel teams, where the first vowel is long and the second is silent, as in sprain, soap, and continue. Other words have a silent E at the end, as in game and airplane. The third is I before E, except after C. You might have heard that one before, and that's more of an exception than a rule. But in that, learning that little phrase, they will remember after a C, you always have an I before the E. And the no job, E does not make the first vowel long and literally has no job, as in done, were, and some. Last is the long vowel when followed by two consonants, like gold, kind, and light. Your child will find these helpful. However, they will discover quickly that there are exceptions, like these unique sounds that don't follow the rules. UY as in by, Y as in my, Y as in baby, and EY as in money. Also, another combination doesn't quite follow the rule either. It sounds like oi, O-Y, and O-I, as in annoy and coin. Being an active reader makes the words come alive for them when they know what they are looking for. Reading every day exposes them to new words and stretches their understanding. The spelling rules we've covered so far can bring to mind many words. As you introduce each rule to them, some children will already be familiar with the rules. Others may have heard them for the first time. Some words are distinct in their sounds if they are pronounced correctly, as in the AR and OR, as in binocular and dictator. Sometimes we just kind of run through those words without realizing that if we slow down and enunciate them correctly, we will be able to help our child spell them also. Others sound exactly the same. The only way to tell the difference is to get familiar with the spelling. When reading the words after, shirt, hurry, ask what vowel does it have. ER, IR, and UR all have the same sound. It can be confusing which letters to use. Keep them thinking. Ask them all the time, what vowel does it have? Once your child understands the rules and examples, having a list of rules will serve as a reminder while they are reading. I've explained these rules to older children, which serve to be very helpful for them. Each child is different. That's why it is important to take the 5 minutes every day to help them in some way. The fifth rule, I believe, is the most important. Syllables are one of the best ways to help your child spell. Teaching your child to find the syllables helps them to get the word right. Have you ever had someone mispronounce your name? You can always know if your child understands a word if they break it down correctly. A large word can be intimidating for a child. There's only one way to figure it out. Break it down. In the breakdown of the word, eventually, first notice that each syllable has to have a vowel, as the vowel may stand alone and is usually long, as in E. When a vowel is followed by a consonant, it is usually short, as in ven and all. And third, when a syllable ends with a vowel, it is usually long, as in tu and li. If it is broken down correctly and is pronounced correctly, your child will understand. The word is eventually. Many people just say it quickly, eventually, and you kind of miss the syllables. I would encourage your child to break it down step by step so that they can spell it right or they can actually read it right. A little practice goes a long way. Now that your child is familiar with the rules, challenge your child to find exceptions to the rules. They may find more exceptions than words that follow the rule. The best way to help your child is to actively read with them. Having your child study the list of exceptions is not as effective as finding words while reading and developing a list for themselves. In doing so, they remember the find in its context rather than just the word. Helping them find the exceptions gives them the confidence to try more words. Keep in mind the rules help develop your child's skills to build confidence. It's like finding a letter in the bowl of alphabet soup. Recognizing letters gives them the small wins that make them want to try again. Take 5 minutes a day to help them look for words that follow the rules. You have just opened their world up to a whole new level in 5 minutes. Now they can go to the next level. Quick wins are everything. Whether it's in a game or active reading, they will have a new way of reading. It's not about learning everything there is to know about one subject, but how to encourage your child to try every day to build their confidence. They will be convinced they can do it. Next, we will take a look at reading concepts. Watch for my next video, and please go to my Facebook page, 5-Minute Homework Aids, or our website, mountainlakesministry.com, and leave a comment of your experiences with this or any of my other 5-minute videos. See you next time.